Hi there. Welcome everyone to the call today. Thank you all so much for joining us about this really important issue. My name is Jim Lewis, and I'm the Public Affairs Director for the Virginia Young Democrats. I'm joined today by Terrell King, who's a rising senior at Old Dominion University, and Matt Bell, who's a graduate student at George Mason University. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we're going to be talking about our personal stories and how the increase in the student loan rate is going to affect us as middle-class students in the state of Virginia, and particularly what Congressman Frank Wolf and Congressman Scott Ridgell have failed to do for us. So I'm going to get the call started off, and then I'll pass it over to Terrell and then to Matt, and at the end there'll be an opportunity for reporters to ask questions. So I'll get you all started. So again, my name's Jim Lewis, and I'm the Public Affairs Director for the Virginia Young Democrats. Across the Commonwealth, Virginia students and our families are struggling under student loan debt. I graduated from the College of William and Mary, earning a bachelor's degree in biology and international relations. Today I have a good job in D.C. where I make a decent living. However, after years of student loan debt, this job still doesn't pay enough for me to pay off my loans and take care of my day-to-day expenses. So I work a second job on the weekends waiting tables in Arlington. I'm not asking for a handout, but when I'm paying hundreds of dollars a month for my student loans, it's tough to get by even with a good paying job. I reached the point in my career where I'm debating continuing my education for my personal and professional advancement. However, the risk of student loan rates doubling to more than 8.5% has prevented me from applying. Unfortunately, my story is hardly unique. Well, half of all students in Virginia are struggling with skyrocketing student loan debt and the cost of college education. This is why I'm disappointed to see Congressman Scott Ridgell vote to make students pay even more, especially more all over the long term. That's why all across the Commonwealth, students and families are disappointed by Washington's broken politics. We're angry that students and families are being forced to pick up the bill because Republicans in Congress refuse to fix the problem and are instead choosing to make it worse. Virginia students aren't the only ones hurt by Congressman Ridgell and Wolf's failure to fix the problem of student loan debt and the rising cost of college education. The growing cost of college education is keeping young professionals like me from making key investments in our economy that grow jobs. I know that I have personally put off investments, and I cannot even think about purchasing a home with thousands of dollars in student debt looming. Middle-class families need an affordable and accessible education system. This creates innovation, new businesses, and strong consumer spending, the drivers of our economy. Education truly is the path to opportunity and the engine that drives our Commonwealth's economy. Yet, time and again, lawmakers like Congressman Ridgell and Wolf have shown they aren't interested in solving problems. Instead, they play the same tired, broken political games that have fostered our current political crisis. The clock is ticking for Congressman Ridgell and Wolf to make a decision. There are only 2 weeks left for them to show leadership and prevent student loan rates from doubling. The stakes are too high to continue playing the same broken politics that put us in this place. This is about Virginia's family and Virginia's future. We're calling on them today to show that they are not out of touch with the values of Virginia's middle class. In 2012, students turned out in record numbers because it was clear Republicans weren't looking out for them, their wallets, or their families. Now Republicans remain intransigent on action that would and continue to send the message to students, we do not care. Their inaction tells prospective college students, if you're looking for an affordable, accessible education, good luck, you're on your own. Virginia's families need Congressman Ridgell and Wolf to act before the cost of education spikes and hurts the Commonwealth's middle class. If Congressman Ridgell and Wolf do nothing, then Congressman Ridgell and Wolf have shown yet again they are more interested in towing the party line than helping the people that they were elected to represent. And on that, I'm going to pass it over to Terrell King.
Thank you for joining us today. My name is Terrell Kingwood, and I'm a student at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia. And in just 2 weeks, loan rates for students and our families are set to double because Republicans in Congress, like our Congressman Scott Ridgell, can't compromise on a solution. In fact, if Scott Ridgell had his way, students would have to pay interest rates as high as 8.5%. Like so many students and families across Virginia, I know firsthand what it's like to struggle with debts and loans in order just to afford school. That's why it's so disappointing that our Congressman Scott Ridgell voted to make students pay significantly more, spiking the cost of education for students and our families. According to the Associated Press, Congressman Ridgel's proposal will dramatically increase the cost of school and will, quote, cost students and families heavily. If Congressman Ridgel refuses to act to solve this problem, this year interest rates will double on July 1st. Instead of solving that problem, Congressman Ridgel wants to make it worse. If Congressman Ridgel has his way, students would pay even more. Under the plan he supports, rates will continue to spike, spiraling upwards to 8.5% in 2023, increasing national student loan debt to $3.7 billion over the next decade, and forcing students and our families to pay roughly $1,000 more in interest every year. To students like me, these aren't just numbers. Congressman Scott Ridgel's vote means money out of my pocket. It means more debt and more higher loan payments just as students are starting our lives. It means that the education that Virginia students need is becoming less accessible and less affordable. But unfortunately, Congressman Scott Ridgel's vote to make students pay more shows that he's not interested in solving this problem. Instead, Congressman Scott Ridgel is siding yet again with the broken and the dysfunctional politics of Washington, which are so out of touch with Virginia's values. Hampton Roads students and our families are watching, and we have one message for our Congressman Scott Ridgel. Stop voting to make students pay more, and stop putting the broken politics of Washington over Virginia's middle-class family. Now I'd like to turn over to my friend Matt Bell from GMU.
Good morning. My name is Matt Bell, and I'm a student at George Mason University. Students at GMU have an average of $23,506 in debt when they graduate. I share Terrell's disgust and frustration that my Congressman, Frank Wolf, is refusing to act, jeopardizing affordability and accessibility of education for students and our families. Across Virginia, students are struggling with skyrocketing debts and loans. My personal story is like many other Virginians. I attended college and received an undergraduate degree, paying for some of it through summer jobs, jobs on campus, and, of course, student loans. When I decided last year I needed to obtain a graduate degree to help progress along my career track, I knew that I would be doing so while still paying undergraduate student loans. My story is not unique in Virginia or in the 10th Congressional District. My friend Tim is a law student attending University of Virginia. He pays $47,900 a year as an in-state resident to attend UVA. He took out a $120,000 loan that will take him over 20 years to pay off. Tim is not alone. This is what numerous students will not only deal with now, but as they move into their 30s and 40s and start a family. Instead of working to solve this problem, like Congressman Connolly or Congressman Moran, Congressman Wolf has shown he's become part of the problem in Washington. Families in Northern Virginia and across the Commonwealth believe that education is the key to growing our economy and helping businesses create the next generation of jobs here in Virginia. That's why students and our families want Congress to act to stop our loan rates from doubling. But Congressman Wolf has been in Washington so long that it's clear Congressman Wolf has lost touch with student values. And if Congressman Wolf continues refusing to act, students and our families will have to pay more for school. Let me be clear, Congressman Wolf. Virginia's students who are already struggling with debts and loans should not be forced to pay the price your conservative Republican politics are leading us to. The clock is ticking. In just 2 weeks, students and our families will see our rates spike because of Congressman Wolf and other Republican congressmen throughout the United States. Now is the time for Congressman Wolf to stop putting his Republican conservative politics over our Commonwealth's future students, our Commonwealth's future teachers, doctors, and small business owners' educations. On May 14th, 2013, the Student Loan Affordability Act, a proposal that was introduced by our U.S. Senator, Tim Kaine, would extend current interest rates for 2 years. If Senator Kaine's proposal was passed, that would save students over $169 million nationwide. If Congressman Frank Wolf fails to stand up for students and stop our rates from doubling, Northern Virginia students and our families will remember Congressman Wolf's failure on Election Day. Thanks, and I'll now pass the phone to...
Hi, this is Jim again. So we'll open it up if anyone has any questions. We look forward to hearing from you all.
Yeah, this is Todd Wilson from the Daily Press.
Hi, Todd.
Hey, so what's the legislation that Congressman Ridgel voted on that would raise student loan rates?
I can give you the specific bill number. It was House Resolution 1919.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Sorry, it was HR 1911, and it was vote 183 on the 23rd of May.
23rd of May?
Yes.
Okay, and where is the Student Loan Affordability Act? Where is that in the process at this point?
I believe it is still, not sure it has come up for Senate vote yet. David, you might be able to help me. I haven't followed what's been going on in the Senate as closely as the House.
Hey, Todd, it's David from Detroit. Why don't we sort of circle back with you after the call, and we can sort of look into that. But Congressman Virgil's vote is, as Jim said, it's HR 1911, vote 183. This is the one that sort of the Associated Press said, but 183.
Okay, and then Jim and Terrell, how much do you have in?
I have a little more than $25,000 in debt at the moment. And looking at graduate school, I'm looking at it's probably going to be somewhere near 60 or 70 once I finish with 2 years of graduate school.
Okay. And Terrell?
Not sure if he's on mute or something.
Okay. Yeah, there's some sounds like a TV or something in the background. All right, thank you.
Sure. Thank you for joining us.
Any other questions, folks? All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll get some more materials and background coming out from us probably in the next 10 minutes or so. Thanks, guys.